Welcome back, everybody. We are back with Faith Weston, and she is about to demonstrate the In My Feelings game. Now, this game is all about teaching you how to be brave about expressing your feelings.
That's right, and it encourages you to become vulnerable while ensuring a safe space. Now, these game cards have been designed for more than one purpose, even acting as a conversation starter. It can be used to address a larger issue or to help you connect in your relationship. All right, let's bring Faith in because this game needs to start. Woo! And it's all about in your feelings. There we go.
Okay, girl. Break it down now.
I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on.
Okay, we are ready to be in our feels this morning. You have hyped us up already.
So this is the deck of cards in front of us, and you said there are different ones that people can purchase based on what they feel like. So, for example, I'm seeing the feelings check-in, there's relationships, music, my reactions to your actions, and we're going to play some of them right now?
Yes, so we're definitely going to have a taste of some of the cards and what questions to expect in the game. So they're all fun, they're all accompanied by music and some practical exercises which we are going to try today.
Okay, let's jump in.
Okay, so we're going to jump in with our icebreaker. So we normally use the icebreaker to establish trust in a group, especially, to also help people lower the emotional walls down so we can have the deeper conversations. So we're going to be starting with the coping mechanisms. And the icebreaker here is, imagine your feelings as a weather forecast. What would your emotion weather forecast be today?
Okay.
A slight chance of a bit of anxiety and a little bit of tiredness and all of that, but a high possibility of a lot of sunshine for the day.
That was good.
I love that, Jamie. Okay, mine is maybe partly cloudy, but as the day goes on, the sun will come out. But definitely dress warm tonight because it gets cold.
Ooh, okay. All right, somebody heard that. So we're going to move into our relationships. So these relationship cards are normally for one-on-one relationships, but we can answer them also as a general question. So the one that we're going to be focusing on is parents. So this one says, what lessons did you learn from your parents' relationship?
Ooh.
Okay, so we get a bit spicy now.
You want to go first?
So my parents, they've been married for 35 years now. So I think it's been beautiful to see the support they have for one another. My dad is the breadwinner at the moment in the house, but my mom has literally kept the family together, making sure that he is the one that's able to get out the house and being an incredible support system. And that's what I want to have in my relationship, is to support each other no matter what you choose to do.
That's amazing. Very great lesson to take. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Do you want me to go?
Yes.
So my parents are not together. My mom is a single mom, but I think with that and with that relationship, she has shown me just how to be strong and, always being a go-getter, go for what you dream in and what you believe in. And she is just so amazing and she's so independent. So I think that is what I've learned from her relationship, detaching herself from things that no longer serves her. And hopefully, in my relationships, I will be able to take away from that.
Oh, that's amazing. Some great stories here. So we're just going to quickly go into another one. It's a little deep, but not too bad. Okay. So this is the deep.
That was already deep. I'm like, whoa. We're like knee deep. Now we're like, yeah.
This is a self-development one, so it's focused on you. So it's about lies. What is the biggest lie you ever told yourself about yourself?
That I was not good enough to be in a certain space. I think that comes with just our industry or a lot of things where you just feel like you don't deserve to be there, you don't belong there. So for a long time, I used to self-sabotage myself and say, you know what, I don't belong here, I don't belong here, until I started, changing that narrative and the conversation that I've had with myself.
That's good.
Oh, that is deep.
That was deep, Jamie.
Take a moment.
That's a lot.
I relate to that. I think for me, it was also for the longest time, I wasn't worthy of receiving love. I had to be perfect, and if I'm not perfect, people are not going to want me. And I think that's the biggest lie the narrative I've been trying to change. Even like trying to remove the word perfect from my diction is something I'm trying to do.
Okay, that's good. A lot of self-awareness in the journey. Okay, so we're going to do one more before we go into the practical exercise. So this one is about being authentic, your authentic self. So if your life was a message, what is your life's message telling the world about you?
Oh, these are so deep.
These are very deep. Okay, we are going to keep this going. We're maybe going to connect with our social media and have this on our social media because we have unfortunately run out of time. But Faith, a lot to unpack here, and I love that you've taken us through this. We are really in our feelings right now. I think we need to go for therapy after this one. But again, thank you so much for joining us this morning and for chatting to us and also just allowing us to be present and to, you know, deal with the vulnerability and being able to be, again, self-aware in our feelings. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me, and I really appreciate Lady. And thank you so much for being vulnerable and allowing me the space.
Oh, listen, you've touched on some gold there, and I think I've learned so much from you, Jamie. And this is exactly what the purpose of this game is. The In My Feelings game is for you to be able to connect, for you to also to be able to solve bigger issues, or even just to use it as a conversation starter. So, Faith, thank you for doing that today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, everybody. For the final few minutes of the show, we thought, keep Faith Wesson here. Let us all go in our feelings with the In My Feelings challenge. We had lots of fun early on. It got really deep. We thought,
you took
let's
it
bring
there.
Graham back now so he can get in his feelings. Faith?
I might cry. Okay, I'm a cry risk. I'm constantly a cry
promise.
risk on the show,
We'll
but
go
I'm
hard,
ready.
we'll go hard.
We will go hard. So where do you start with this one?
Okay, so this one is about connecting with myself activity.
Okay.
So, give your inner voice a name based on the things it says to you and explain why you chose that name. So,
Can you say that again?
give your inner voice, that voice that lives in your head that tells you stuff, your ego, give it a name based on the things that it says to you. And tell us why you chose that.
I'll start because my inner voice is saying, come on, do it, son. Cheerleader. Because I've trained that inner voice to be that kind of positive support base, because so often that narrative that's running in our head, I mean, you touched on this earlier, what we say then manifests, and how often do we kind of berate ourselves, hammer ourselves, focus on the weaknesses, and in our game, it's a confidence game, and positivity is a must. You have to be in a positive mindset to do the kind of work that we do. But just in life in general over the last couple of years, I've become very negative. There's been a lot to deal with. So I think that's what I'm most proud of in that kind of personal development space, is that I've become my own cheerleader. And every morning I wake up, exercise of gratitude, when I feel the pain, just push through it and cheer myself on.
Oh,
That's
good.
good.
Yeah, that's a good one. You're a cheerleader, yay. Ladies?
Not with pom-poms, though.
I think for me, it's not a good thing. It's a goody two-shoes little voice in my head. I feel like I have that people-pleasing element within me, so I have to try and get out of that. Stop doing things to please others, but to put myself first, and yeah,
That's good.
please myself.
Yes, please yourself.
My little
Mantra.
voice is saying, you can do this, sir. You can do it.
My inner voice is all about manifesting. I mean, that space now where everything I speak, I want to speak it into existence. So when I say something, I'm always wanting it to come true. So I think that is what I'm taking on right now. It's just making sure that I'm positive and I'm speaking good things into my life, not the negative, the manifester. So if it was a word, it was a name, manifestesia. Feel like that's a-
Yes.
Like Felicia, but manifestesia.
And she performs over the weekends.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
love
that's
that. Nice.
Okay, that's great. It sounds like you guys are very self-aware and you're constantly mindful of your voices in your head, which is great. That's what it's all about. So the last question before going to the practical activity is, what is the one thing that you thought was good about you, but now you hate because of people or a life events now that's changed your thinking about that? It was something that was good and you thought was good about you. But now, you know, people have made it, you know, made you feel some type of way about it in a negative way. Could be anything.
I used to be very confident, and for a long time I used to love that about myself. I love putting myself out there, but a lot of people sometimes found it was a bit too much, and I used to shy away of being too confident because people was like, you're too confident, you're too loud, you're too this. And I think for a long time I used to use that voices to bring a bit of self-doubt in my space. But I love that. I love that about myself, that I was out there and I was putting myself out there. So I don't know if that is...
I'm emotional. I've always just been so emotional, and so I will, in a situation, that'll be my entry point, is the emotional basis point, which can kind of bring about these wonderful, very authentic engagements with every person that I connect with and meet. But there are times where it becomes a bit too much, and there are times where I'm just left embarrassed. Like, I just feel like, oh my God, why did you cry in the middle of a studio full of people? But it's just, that's just the way that I'm built. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And it's about that self-regulation, I think.
And we love you for that. We love that emotional vulnerability.
No, Stop.
We love it. Are we running out of time?
Not even close. Not even close. Come on. It's your turn.
There's always time, so we'll make time
I
for
think,
you.
you know, you when you're that strong, independent woman, society loves to break you down and say, oh, you'll never get a man. But I promise you there's something to being patient and you'll meet that right equal partner in your life. But I don't think that's answering your question.
Well,
It's a two-edged sword because
it kind of is.
can be our best and worst.
All right. So now that you guys have done this part, now we're going to the last part, which is to take back your power from this question. So now think about a time when people, like you guys already thought about a time when people told you to be less than, to shrink yourself back. So now I want you to look in the cameras and say what you will not turn down anymore for other people so that you can just be yourself. You've already said it, and then the DJ is going to drop
a beat.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Drop that beat.
Go.
Running out
Quickly,
of
go.
showtime.
I'm never going to disconnect from my emotions!
I'm never going to be too much for anybody else. Bye, everybody.
Love you,
We love you so much! Have an amazing day!